And there we are. Well, good evening, everybody. How's everybody out there in YouTube land this evening, huh? Once again, everything is fine here on the Lily 2. Me and the dog are doing fine. Beautiful day today. Got lots of exercise. Did a little wheeling and dealing. Fixed fixed a very important issue. Resolved it. I wouldn't say fixed isn't the right word, but I was able to resolve a very important issue. And still working on some other stuff. So anyhow, I am sitting here next to Marisol. She's a 32-footer anchored here on the dock next to me. That is the Oriental Marina and Inn over there, all lit up with some of the boats on their docks. Looking around the harbor here a little bit. Most of the shrimp boats are gone, except for the Blackbeard here. The Blackbeard is sitting here. It's still, well, frankly, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're offloading shrimp or onloading ice or anyhow. A whole bunch of boat activity went on today. Apparently, I guess they have to be off the water on Friday afternoons and Saturdays, but they go back out on Sundays. So almost all of the boats left today. And what we have left here is just Blackbeard and one other boat, one over the trawler right there. There's a trawler over there, I don't know the name of that, and Blackbeard right here next to us. And Blackbeard just started up another engine, so maybe he's getting ready to head out. I don't know. I don't know. A lot going on here in Oriental. So I, for one, have had a very, very busy day. I am a pooped pup. I am very tired, actually. And I've got some things to talk about and some things to explain. And I'll go over those here in just a moment. I think I started this actually a little early tonight. So probably won't get many people rolling in for a while. So, and that's all fine. That's all fine. Started out the day trying to help out Cliff Shannon. Cliff up in Alaska, as you know, has been looking for boats. And he was on eBay and he found a boat. Hey, Armco, what's going on, man? Looks like a beautiful night. It is a beautiful night out here, man. It is an absolutely beautiful night. A little cloudy and overcast. We got rain coming in tomorrow. But tonight right now is nice and cool, little gentle breeze. Things are looking good. So anyhow, started out this morning trying to help Cliff out. Cliff was on eBay, found a boat that was supposed to be at a marina, not a marina, but a boat yard, about a mile north of Oriental here. So there are no taxis, there are no Ubers in Oriental, none whatsoever. So old in Ohio, yeah, I guess. So anyhow, I hiked, I walked out to, hey, Miss Shar, how you doing, darling? Cold in Ohio. Oh, okay, cold in Ohio. Yeah, I imagine it is. Not too bad down here. Very pleasant evening. Anyhow, so I walked out to that boat yard and looked around. The boat he was looking at was a 35-foot Pearson with a lift keel. They had no boats with lift keels. They had no 35-foot Pearsons either. Certainly didn't have a gray 35-foot Pearson with a lift keel. So the guy on eBay that was telling him all about that boat and where it was, we think there may be something fishy going on there from some of the other misinformation that was being bandied around. So anyhow, Cliff withdrew his bid on that boat and gave up on it. So anyhow, I walked back, and as you guys know, I stopped along the way there at the town hall. I enjoyed a lovely time sitting on their front porch there for a while. They had some Adirondack chairs, just unbelievably comfortable seats to sit in. So I sat there on the Adirondack chair on the front porch of the town hall. It was closed because it's Sunday, and just watched cars go by and talk to you good folks, which was always a pleasure for me. So anyhow, I got back here to the boat, and when I got back here, I stopped over at the consignment shop. I'd stopped in there earlier on the way out. And they had a dinghy that was sitting on the side of the shop, a fairly new rib, aluminum rib, an IAB, and I inquired with the lady, is it for sale? And she said, no, it was a boat that just got done doing repair. And I thought, repair? Who repaired it? And so she was telling me about this guy, Mark, who lives here in the area, him and his girlfriend. they fix up old dinghies. They do repair work to PVC and Hypalon. And so I thought, well, you know, why not give them a call and see if maybe I could trade them my slat floor dinghy in exchange for them fixing up my other dinghy. And they bandied around some prices, and hey Jared, what's up? Anyhow, Mark came over to look at the boat, and he got here, and he looked at my dinghy and was sort of, you know, yeah, he could fix it. It's going to be about $700. What he would do is he would take my what do you call them? Bladders, my airbags, my pontoons. He would take, hey pilot, what's up, man? He would take them off of my hull, clean everything down, and glue it all back together again. My original hull. Not, somebody was confused that he was going to be putting brand new tubes on. No, he's not putting brand new tubes on. He's putting my old, fairly worn, UV degraded PVC tubes back on the hull. But at least it would hold water until I, you know, pull up to the back of my boat again and poke another hole through it. The fact is the PVC on that dinghy is degraded. It's been out in the UV light. He said the boat was stored upside down. That he thinks that boat spent a lot of its lifetime upside down because there's more UV degradation on the bottom side of the boat than there is on the top side of the boat. And he was showing me and explaining to me how I can tell what's degraded and what's not. Apparently when your PVC, normally it should feel bumpy. It should have little riblets on it, little bumps on it. And when you turn it over on my boat and you feel the bottom feels very smooth, almost like sheet plastic. And he says that's where you see the wear. It was when it's smooth, it's worn. That's when it's breaking down in the light. So he said that he could, for $700, take it off, clean it up, mount those tubes back on, but that the PVC has exceeded its life expectancy and is in a degraded state. And so questionable whether or not it should be fixed or not. And I've had an ongoing conversation ever since I got this dinghy up in Newport. I've had a number of supporters talk to me about it, and many of them have made the suggestion that it would be a waste of my time to fix this one. Although I was, you know, going that direction, I was gathering all the materials. You know, I bought the PVC patch. I don't have enough PVC. Apparently, I would need a lot more than what I bought. I found that out. I only have 2 5-foot strips, and I'm going to need enough to redo the whole thing, and it takes 3 strips of PVC for each side. So I only bought 2. I need like 7 of those to do the job. I would need to buy a whole nother can of glue, and that glue is very expensive, plus the hardener with it. I do have enough acetone to do the job now. So those were the things I was acquiring, getting ready to do this job. I just bought the acetone the other day, thinking I'm gonna, you know, get to working on the dinghy now. But he's kind of got me convinced that this dinghy is not really worthwhile salvaging. In fact, they don't want the dinghy. I tried to finagle some sort of a deal, some sort of a trade. In fact, when I went over there, and let me finish explaining, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go back a little bit. So, hey Don, how you doing? Talking about the dinghy. Yeah, I'm talking about the dinghy. So, in talking about looking at these dinghies, he mentioned that he has a dinghy over, actually his girlfriend mentioned that they have a dinghy over at their shop that I might be interested in, that they would sell me for $400. I thought, great, I've got about $500 total available to me, actually $525 total, thanks to the generosity from a bunch of folks here real recently. So, hey Clara, how you doing? Just finished a brake job, yeah. D double run. Okay, hope you've calculated how many times you can keep coming back to the well. Clara, that's what I said, wasn't it, Clara? Carla? Oh, I'm sorry, Carla. It's hard for me to see the chat with these glasses on. I'm sorry, Carla. Anyhow, long story short, so they were talking about this $400 dinghy, so I went over to go look at it. He was telling me that one of the employees that they had working there had worked on it. They had it all inflated. It was all good to go. But the people that owned it previously had painted it with some PVC paint and it was really ugly, and it was really ugly. Anyhow, so we went over to go look at this dinghy because I was going to give him my 2 dinghies and he was going to give me that one, plus I had to give him 400 bucks. And that seemed like a reasonable deal because that was going to be a good working dinghy. So anyhow, so I go over there and I'm looking at the dinghy, and he inflated it. He had it in what was called a vacuum state. When they aren't using them, they vacuum all the air out of them, deflating them. So he put an air pump on it and blew it up, and he was going around spraying it with soapy water. And while doing all of that, he found a couple leaks. A couple of them, what do you call them, foamers? He said he had a couple foamers, which are these really teeny tiny leaks, which he said you normally, you know, they just happen and you don't even worry about some of those little ones. But he found one in a spot on the back of one of the pontoons that he said is going to be a rather major repair to fix that. And he was a little irate and upset because he just got done telling me what a good boat this was, and apparently now he's really mad at this ex-employee who swore up and down that they had done a good job and gotten that all glued up and sealed. So they weren't going to sell me that one because it was going to need too much work. So I'm naturally assuming, well, maybe a little bait and switch or whatever. But they had a really nice dinghy. I made a video about it earlier, and I showed that, hey Randy, I showed that dinghy on another video, and anyhow, it's in really good shape. It does have a small, what he calls a foamer, a very small air leak at one spot. He said he can put some sealant inside the tube and leave that overnight, and that would seal that hole up, and it will hold air going forward from that. Sort of a liquid patch stuff that they have that they can put inside. This other dinghy is Hypalon. It's the same length as mine, same weight rating. Everything is the same, pretty much as mine. Almost looks like mine. The end of the tubes are a little different, but it looks very much like mine. Anyhow, the boat's in really good shape. So the guy there at the boat repair place was saying to me that he could sell me that boat outright for $725. And you know, if anybody knows ribs are, you know, $2,500 for a crappy one, and you know, $5,500 for a good quality one. And this is a fairly good quality one, and it's Hypalon, so it'll stand up well for the tropics. So $725 was a really good price. But at that price, it was some sort of a deal with this consignment shop next to where the boat is right now, where they had the boat in on consignment. The guy was consigning it and trying to buy another one. Take that boat bite. Hey Carl, hey crew, run far and fast from PVC, take that boat, bite the bullet. Run far and fast to take that bite. But yeah, well, unfortunately, Steve, I'm a little short in being able to do that. Anyhow, so I said, okay, well, I'm going to try to talk to the guy that runs the consignment shop and see if I can't haggle with him a little bit, see if I can't make some kind of a deal with him. But I was informed that he's off today and wasn't going to be there until Monday. So, okay, no problem. I'll wait till Monday and I'll go talk to him. Well, about 2.5 hours ago, I get a knocking on the side of my boat, and it's the guy from the consignment shop. He had stopped in and they told him what was going on, and so he came over to talk to me, and he tried to explain to me the situation. I guess the guy who is selling that dinghy is buying a new dinghy from him, and so he's putting the boat with this guy on consignment to try to get it sold. He originally wanted to sell it for $750, based on the proviso that the boat was in fine shape. Well, it turned out the one pontoon on it did go flat, and we found today why. There was a small air leak that I think Mark is fixing it actually tonight while we're talking. And so I told him, well, let me think about it, let me mull it over, let me share it with my people and get their consensus and see what we should do. So I would like to get that dinghy, and I would get rid of the 2 that I have that don't work, and then I would have one dinghy that would actually be a good working serviceable dinghy that doesn't leak and has a good rib floor and is in really good shape and much newer than mine. It's a full 10 years younger than either of the 2 dinghies that I have now. So it's in much better shape, plus it's Hypalon as opposed to PVC. And anyhow, so he did come back and tell me the best price he thinks he can do on the boat is $700. So I think the inflatable will be a burden, always needing repair, and will be hard for you to get in. Yeah, Bill, I feel much more comfortable in a 10-foot rib than I would in a 10-foot fiberglass boat. I really do. I've been in and out of a lot of fishing boats in my life. I would much rather be in a 10-foot rib than a 10-foot fiberglass boat. It's not a porta boat, nope. Almost half the price of your sailboat. Yeah, pretty much almost half the price. Well, I paid for my little slat floor dinghy, I paid $750 for it and the outboard when I bought the slat floor dinghy and the outboard. And what I quickly found out is that big guys like me shouldn't own slat floor dinghies, because there's only about an inch wide strip of glue that holds that floor to the bottom of the boat. So when I step in it with all my weight, it's just overloaded that and tore it and pulled the glue apart. So the floor was coming off the boat. In fact, Mark and I were kind of joking, if I inflated that boat right now and stepped back into it, I would probably go right through it and to the bottom of the boat. So it certainly, they're just not designed for carrying my kind of weight to step in and out of those boats. I need a rib or a solid floor boat. So do you wear glasses all the time, or just long and short distance reading? I use it, I wear glasses pretty much all the time. They're mostly reading glasses, but at a high enough magnification now that I pretty much wear them all the time. These are 2.25 magnification, whatever 2.25 means. I'm not really sure what that means, but that's what these are. So, damn, I thought I brought a beer up here with me. I guess I left it here on the step. I did. And by the way, Miss Lily is down below. She got in trouble earlier by jumping off the boat without permission. So she went AWOL and got in trouble for it. So yes, the dinghy, it's a rib, Bill. So what a rib means, it's a rigid bottom dinghy. It's a fiberglass floored dinghy. So has a sharp portion on the Lily 2 ladder been smooth? It has, Miss Sharp. It certainly has. What's the value of the dinghy? Number one, you know, Ray, I think it's well worth $700, easily worth $700. So, Miss Shar, do you and your hubby have a dinghy? Anyhow, and so some people were in the chat, in the questions were saying, well, why do you need a dinghy? You know, you've gone this far without a dinghy. Why do you need a dinghy? And that's true. That's very true. I have gone this far without a dinghy, but here's the thing. One of the things I've been doing all along the way is I've been boat shopping. I've been looking for dinghies all along the way. This wasn't just something that popped up tonight. This is something that's been an ongoing thing that I've been researching and trying to find other options. And this dinghy that they're selling for $700, it's a hell of a good deal. I think it's a hell of a good deal. Where I really am going to run into a problem needing a dinghy is when I get down to Florida, Boot Key Harbor and Marathon, Florida. I can be on an anchor there and it costs me nothing except $200 a month to use the dinghy dock, where it means I can take my dinghy over to the dock, and for $200 a month I get to use their showers and their bathrooms, park my car there and whatever else at the dinghy dock. So as opposed to $400 a month to be on a mooring ball there, which also allows me to use the dinghy dock, but still I'm on a mooring ball, I'm not on a dock. Or for around $600 to $800 I can find some dock space. Well, when I initially get down there, I'm not going to be able to afford that. In fact, until I sell some real estate, I'm not going to be able to afford dock space. So I need a way of getting back and forth from the boat to the dinghy dock so I can get ashore. And so I'm absolutely going to have a dinghy by the time I get there. So no, I don't have a car yet. And I certainly don't have a new car. No. What real estate are you selling? I'm a licensed real estate broker in the state of Florida, so I'm going to be selling real estate in the Florida Keys, from Marathon to Key Largo. The entire length of the Keys, actually from Key West to Key Largo. Marathon's right in the middle. 60 miles south of Key Largo, 60 miles north of Key West. It's 120 miles from north to south in the Florida Keys. Marathon's right in the middle of it, so it's a good base for me to use to be able to sell real estate in that whole area, that whole market. And a market, I might add, is minuscule in size, even though it sounds like that's a long ways, that it's, you know, I mean, 120 miles, that's a long ways to go for a real estate broker. But you have to understand that 120 miles, is for the most part only a mile wide. I mean, everything is right along the overseas highway going down to Key West and back up to Key Largo. It would be rare that you would find a piece of property more than a half a mile off of the highway there. So it may be 120 miles east to west, or well, northeast to southwest, but it's only about a mile wide. So you could probably use a good boat after the hurricane. Okay, so there was a reason why you go to Florida. Yes, I'm going to Florida so I can go back to work so I can make money. Yep, I already tried offering them $500 in cash. I offered them $500 cash and my other 2 dinghies. They're just not in a situation to do that. It's the best price we've been able to get is $700. I've been to Key Largo and still listening to Bernie Higgins' song, all that, great place and an epic. Yeah, Carla, it is a cool place. So, isn't it so bad? Why did you waste time and money to go get it? I didn't realize it was in that bad a shape when I got it. Walk the plank. Didn't realize it was that bad a shape when I got it. So what will you do with the other 2 dinghies? Well, I don't know, Bill, because the deal is $700 for the other dinghy, and they don't really want these 2. So. But I don't know. I mean, can I sell a dinghy that's, you know, torn apart and broken apart? I don't know. I tried to see if the guy who repairs dinghies would take them in on trade or take them in on consignment and sell them for me. I don't know. I'm going to see what I can work out. So, yes, I'm going to keep my little 3.3 horsepower Mercury outboard. It's a good little outboard, and I'm going to use that on this other boat. The other boat is rated 20 horsepower. I don't have a 20. I do have a 3.3, and that's what I'm going to use. So. But I just wanted folks to kind of understand that there was a lot of misinformation. I guess people were not quite sure what I was trying to get at, so quit worrying about the other 2. Find a dumpster and quit worrying about the other 2. Yeah. Well, I mean, the one rib, the PVC is so badly deteriorated, according to Mark. It's fixable. He will fix it. $700, he'll fix it. So. King of Czech, you fixed the sail. Okay, you brought up an interesting subject here, Chuck, but hold on a minute, I gotta drink a little something. That was another issue that was brought up. Well, I thought you needed to replace your head sail. Why wouldn't replacing the head sail be a higher priority? And it would have been, except I'm an idiot. So, you better make sure you have a title with your dinghy, or you were going to pull your hair out trying to get on a legal title registering your dinghy. Yep. Drinking Heineken beer. Yep, Steve, I agree. So, okay, the head sail. See that right there? That's my head sail with 150% Genoa on it. So the question is, well, how did that happen? I thought your sail was torn. My sail is torn. I had 2. I didn't know I had 2. When I bought the boat, the guy handed me 4 bags with sails in them. He said, this sail is your main sail. He said, this sail is your 150% Genoa to put up on the bow. And this sail is a Hank-on sail that's supposed to go on an internal stay. And it was some sort of, big, really light air sail. But I didn't, when I put the mast up, I didn't set up that inner stay. I didn't install that. I just left just the jib up and the main. And then there was a 4th sail, and I don't recall what he had said about it. I never even thought about it. I just stuck it up in the V-berth because I didn't need it. Fact is, I never opened the bag and looked at it. I never did. I never opened the bag to look at it, see what it was. So today, or this morning, in the wee hours of the morning, I don't know if you guys have this, but oftentimes I wake up in the morning with a whole lot of clarity. I wake up in the morning and it's like, whatever I was thinking about the day before, the night before, all of a sudden I have a clear answer to it when I wake up in the morning. It's why I often like to sleep on problems, before I make a decision. Anyhow, so I go up in the V-berth today. I'm digging around in there, and I find this other bag, and I pull it out. Sure enough, there's a second 150% Genoa mounted right up on the sail track. It looks to be in perfect shape. It's stained. It's got some stains in it. But it looked like it was going to be in perfect shape. I have not deployed it yet. It is right there. No, that's not it. Where is it? Right there. That's it. I put it on the roller furling, and I got it pulled all the way up and snugged on and got it tight. It's all in where it's supposed to be. And yes, the 150 is a big sail, and apparently I had two. I didn't know I had two. I have two. I have the big sunshine sail, which was the yellow, orange, and white one, and I have this one, which is all white with a bit of yellow strip on the outside. So I haven't had a chance to run this out and see what it looks like when it's flying yet, but it did go in and installed. I used some sail track lube. I got it all pulled up and properly installed. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. So apparently I don't need to fix or repair my head sail. Now, that's not true. I still need to fix or repair the one sail. I just happen to have a spare that frankly I didn't know. So like I said, I'm an idiot. I apparently should have had a better understanding of what I had in my sail inventory. As far as I was concerned, I have a main sail, I have a head sail, that's all I needed. I really didn't need to look at the rest of them because I had no intention of using them. Now I have intentions of using them, and sure enough, I had a spare, so that worked out just perfect. I got it installed, and it's all good to go. So, yep, had an aha moment. You're right, Miss Sharp. It's exactly what it was. Thank you, Chuck. Yep, good news. Yep, pilot, good news. Are you real right now after asking for money just a few days ago, and now you don't need that, and now you need money for Dinghy? I mean, really. Yeah, quality content, and you know, I've tried to talk to some folks about that. I had a problem with the alternator, which turned out to be my mistake. It turned out to be a number of things. There was some plumbing leaks. There was some electrical leaks, electrical broken wires and stuff. The alternator, in fact, is not working, but it's not working. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. It's not recharging the battery. I'm having to do that with my manual battery charger, but it is completing the circuits and letting the boat start and operate in a regular basis as long as I use my battery charger to charge up my battery. So the alternator is in place and it's doing its job, except for the fact that it's not recharging the battery. So for now, rather than put the money into that, which I really don't need to have that fixed because I have the battery charger, I can run my generator and use my battery charger to charge the batteries up. I mean, it would be nice to have, but it's not as big a priority. And that's what happens is, you know, priorities keep changing based on what's going on at the moment. Now, ideally, I would love to, you know, keep some money back and have some savings and stuff behind me. But, you know, for the last almost 2,000 miles now, I've been shopping for a dinghy, and I finally found one that looked like a pretty good deal. So that's why I mentioned it and brought it forward to people to ask people's thoughts and advice on it. I've got a total of $525 to my name right now, thanks to all the good donations that people made the other day, donating to my broken dinghy problem and all that. I was able to work my way through all that. I got the bracket fixed, got the bracket welded again for $5. I mean, how crazy is that, huh? So the bracket was fixed. I got all the plumbing fixed. I had to buy some plumber's tape and take all that apart, but it was just a matter of me getting in there and wrenching and mechanicking and disassemble and reassemble and replacing some clamps and what have you. Well, Southern Sharpshooter, I appreciate that. I'm trying to be as honest about my situation as I can, but of course, you know, everybody just jumps to all kinds of conclusions. So, hey Clint, how you doing? Just woke up, missed anything? Oh, actually, yeah, quite a bit. So, this is why people get mad. All of your problems seem to get fixed instantly after the donations come in. Well, that's usually what happens, Walk the Plank. You get funds in and you dig into it. You work out the problems and you use those funds to pay for it. I did use some of those funds to pay for it. People donated more than what I had needed at the time. But, you know, that's going to happen. I don't happen to get in just exactly the same amount of money that I need to do everything. Sometimes I get more, sometimes I get less. I'm sure just like you do in your life. So, yeah, I'm going to need to buy a car once I get down to Florida, but I'm not planning on buying anything fancy, something cheap. So, okay. $7 is not a great deal, and the last thing you need is 3 dinghies. Boy, Adam, I have to disagree with you. I've been looking at dinghies now for 2,000 miles, and this little Avon is about as good a deal as I've been able to come across all during that entire distance. And believe me, I've been looking at dinghies every single time I stopped somewhere. The whole time I was in Port Washington, I was on Craigslist looking at dinghies all over the place, trying to find something that would work. This is the best deal I've been able to find for 800 or for 2,000 miles. So dig into it first, then ask for what you need. Now, it's not always that easy, quality content. It's not always that, doesn't always work out that way. The burnout starter, the problem with the starter walk to the plank is the, what do you call it? Anyhow, you know, there's a starter is the big round thing, then next to it there's a smaller round thing. The smaller round thing, it's functioning, it's working, but one of the bolts where the wires connect to wiggles on it and it's loose. But it's working. It may be loose, but it's working. So for the time being, I'm not worrying about fixing it. So I'm going to try to keep it going and see if I can keep it working for a little while longer. So I'm amazed people keep giving you cash. Well, Tickle Me Fin, you know, hey, Tickle Me Fin, every YouTube creator out there that is on a selling channel, people give them cash. I don't know why people are amazed by that or why people are upset by that. You know, Delos is getting $12,000, $13,000 a week. La Vagabond is. I mean, people are making insane amounts of money, a whole lot more, way a lot more than mine are. No doubt a reflection of the kind of content and stuff that I'm putting up versus what those guys are putting up. I'm sorry if you're amazed at it, but, you know, that's why we have YouTube channels, and that's why we put all the effort out to be doing all these live streams and talking to people. So, need a car, maybe you should prioritize that over a dinghy. Well, the only problem with that, sharpshooter, is if I get to Florida without a dinghy, how am I going to get to the car? So I'm trying to think in logical steps. First I have to do is get to Florida. Then I need to go from the boat to shore. Then once I'm on shore, I need a car to drive. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and in a reasonable priority. So, jump to conclusions. Your self-admission of your laziness is costing good donors money. Wake up. Well, I don't think my laziness is costing anybody good money, but okay, you go with that. Consignment, clear off your deck. Keep your old dinghy for bargaining later in emergencies. Okay, no, I'm not at all between a rock and a hard place, David. Darn, how much did it cost to repair? Okay, there are dinghies galore here in Florida. Better price, focus on priorities for now. I am focused on priorities, Adam. Why would you spend every cent you have to add another dinghy to your fleet? Because I need a dinghy that works, Adam. I need a dinghy I can actually get to shore with. Howdy, neighbors. How you doing? Hey. Hard work and all those hours editing awesome content. Okay. You won't ever answer real questions. Yeah, I answer all the real questions. Yeah, I agree, Jared. That's exactly, I agree, you know. And once, never mind. I'm just going to ignore it all. I'm just going to ignore it all. So anyhow, guys, that's where I'm at right now. So, that's just where I'm at right now. I would like to be able to get that dinghy if I can. If I can, great. If I can't, no problem. I can take my boat, turn around, and head on down the ICW just like I've been doing. and continue enjoying my life and having fun. It just seemed like it was a good opportunity at the time, a good dinghy at the right price. You don't often find them. I know people say, oh, there's all kinds of boats here, there, and elsewhere. Well, I got news for you. There's not. I've been on Craigslist down in the Florida Keys. There's not much in the way of good quality dinghies for sale down there either. So, yeah, I wish I could, JR, but I'm a little short on funds to buy it. So, no, Randy, I'm not ignoring anything. It's already been asked and answered. I'm just not allowing myself to get beat up by it anymore. So, you can berate me any way you wish, but I don't care anymore. Oh. The noise in the background is the engine and generator on the shrimp boat over here. Looks like they're moving some of their nets up and around and stuff. Nope, there's no water taxi in Marathon, Florida. Adam, what is your problem? Why? Okay, I'm sorry, but I have been looking at dinghies and all over, so. Hey, Douglas, how you doing, brother? I watched your live stream tonight. It was great. You trying to teach your daughter how to work on the brakes, man. That was pretty cool, so. Thanks, Spoken. I appreciate that, man. Miss Lily is down below right now, sharpshooter. Like I said earlier, she got in trouble for jumping off the boat when she shouldn't, so she's staying down below right now. Information, when graduate next May. This is certainly not what I expected. Oh, well, welcome to social media, Carla. Unfortunately, it's just the reality of it. Just finished cleaning up. Good deal, so. Oh, man. All right. Well, hate to do that, but sometimes you just got to. Doug was a cool live stream you did. Yeah, he did. He did a really good live stream. I kind of enjoyed that. So, kind of enjoyed that. Anywho, guys, so other than that, we had a pretty good day. We were running around talking to different people, looking at different dinghies, trying to figure out something out. So, trying to figure out what was the best way to go. No, Sarah, you've never been banned. Never at all. Thanks, Pilot. Enjoyed watching your adventure. Well, thanks, Sharpshooter. I appreciate that. And I've never required anybody ever to donate. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate people just getting on here and watching. I don't appreciate getting, berated and harassed by people, but I do enjoy people just getting on and watching, and participating especially, so I appreciate you doing that. So, oh, JR, how it's going to end, it's not going to. It's not going to end. Not for a long time. Not as long as I'm alive. It'll end when I'm dead. I'm sure it'll end when I'm dead. I'm actually positive it'll end when I'm dead. So, Generosity of Strangers is amazing. Yep, Tickle Me Fin, it really is. Yep, some folks are very supportive out there. They enjoy the content and the access that I provide. So, positive energy away. Well, thanks, Sharpshooter. I appreciate that. A lot of people seem to have failed to remember is that I'm the only YouTuber in the sailing genre that allows you guys as much access to what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis as I am. So, I'm on here every day answering your questions, telling you what's been going on with my life and sharing my life and stuff with you. Some people understand that. Some people, for some reason, don't seem to understand that or don't appreciate or value that. And, that's their issue, not mine. So there are some people that do appreciate it, and they're supportive and like to see me go forward and what's going on with my life. And Then again, there's others who don't. So there's a few things that I need to get in place so I can get back to work when I get to Florida. I need to get the boat to Florida. I need a dinghy so I can get to shore. I need to get a vehicle so I can drive around. I need money to start my initial marketing. And I got to pay some fees to the multiple listing service to reactivate my membership there. Once I get all those ducks lined up in a row, and I've got to have all that done in the next, 30, 35, 40 days. So I'm very actively pursuing it. So I know there's a lot of people that get frustrated with me asking for funds. But there's a lot of things, I mean, that's why I have $525 right now. I'm trying to save up money and prepare so I can take care of some of those fees along the way. The first logical step for me is to get the boat down to Florida. But when I get there, I want to have a dinghy so I can get to shore. And I want to have the funds so I can go through, start the next steps and move along with it. So I don't know if I'm heading out tomorrow or not yet, Armco. I don't know that. Yep, sometimes giving is rewarding just because. Yep. Well, you're welcome, Sarah. No problem. You did right getting around town, talking to the locals. You gained some great tips. People are amazingly friendly for the most part, I found. Yes, Miss Shar, they really are. Good, solid, reliable dinghies are very hard to find. Make sure you buy one up there, Carl, and quit listening to people that don't have a clue. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. As a guy coming from a guy who's in Key West, Florida right now, I appreciate that, brother. Okay, I already did that once. I guess we have to do that again. 96 sport tender inflatable dinghy, $475. Yep. Yeah, Adam, let's talk about ribs. Let's not talk about an Achilles sport boat. That's a piece of garbage PVC inflatable. Sarah, how much money? I think all in, everything that I need is going to be between $2,500 and $3,000 for everything. All inclusive, all the fees and stuff that I'm going to need to get started. So. The life of a real person living his life one day at a time. Pretty much. Well, thank you, Live Aboard. Tickle Me Fin. Yes, I don't expect it. I do not expect it. I am hopeful and appreciative of it if it happens, but I don't expect it. Why am I am having Sunday nights, Randy. I do a patron-only live stream. I guess I should have done a patron-only live stream this evening, but I decided to make it a public live stream. I do that on some occasions just because I feel it's a good idea to do that publicly. So, a lot of reasons why I do them. Sometimes they will be patron-only, sometimes they will be public. How come you quit making videos? My computer died. Donald, that's why I quit making videos. My computer died. I no longer have the ability to edit video. On Craigslist, could get for $400, I bet. It's the off season. Yeah, and as I said, that's a piece of garbage boat. That's a piece of garbage. I mean, that's like a little inflatable boat. That's not going to hold up or be anything what we're talking about, Adam. Do you not have like an old age pension? No, don't. No, Sarah, I'm really keeping my expenses pretty minimal. I've already sold real estate there, so I already know what I need to do. I know exactly how to get things taken care of and get things done in a cost-effective manner. So, dogs riled up. Yeah, some dogs up behind me. Oh, Miss Lily's doing fine, Clint. She's absolutely fine. Carl got a job. That's awesome. What doing? Okay. Yeah, sorry, Randy. Sorry, guys. I just, oh, you try to be patient. You try to be understanding, but after a while, you just get enough, 9.5 long, carries 990 pounds. Yep, and it's a plastic floor. It's not designed to handle my weight. I don't care if it says it can carry 990 pounds. They don't. I've looked at them. Not going to work. Yeah, Clint, thank you. It's the proper tool for the proper job. So, yep, I am 60 years old. We're picking up now. Did you go see the video of this dinghy? I enjoyed it. Randy, his job is being an entertainment educator. Well, that's part of it, Sarah. For now, that's my job. When I get down to Florida, you can add realtor back into that as well. So I can start selling real estate. So, and that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on trying to get to Florida as fast as I can, being after hurricane season, mind you, but as fast as I can after hurricane season. Hurricane season, just to clarify, guys, hurricane season goes on until the end of November in the Florida Keys. So ideally, it would be great for me to show up there December 1st. Right now, I'm trying to hump to get down there. I'm probably going to be there around November 15th or thereabouts. So I wanted to get down there and get back to work just as soon as I can. Does the boat need brakes? Oh, you can't imagine the stress. Tickle Me Fin, you have no idea. So, do you have a home, or will you? I'm going to live on the boat. Sharpshooter, this is all I've got left. I used to have 80 acres up in Alaska. Lost all that in the divorce. What I've got is the boat and my stuff on the boat, and that's all I've got left right now. So, no, there is no home. Be nice to have all those resources behind you, you know, a home, cars, toys, whatever. Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff left. Had all that, but all gone now. Sometimes people, and I don't care whether you believe me or not, I really don't care what people's attitudes about it are, but sometimes in life things happen to you beyond your control, because you don't decide everything about how your life goes. You have other family members that also have a big impact in that, and you know, sometimes people go a different direction and ruin all the things that you've planned. So away it all goes. So there you have it. Divorce, man, one of life's big kicks in the nuts. It certainly is. No, I do not have guns to sell, JR. Doug, it was like watching an All in the Family episode. Yeah, Smokey, you're right. I am home. I'm right here on the boat. So, all right, Clint, you take care, buddy. We'll see you later. So, anyhow, guys, 47 minutes into this. Let's go ahead and do shameless shout-outs. Anybody's got a YouTube channel, feel free to go ahead and promote your YouTube channel. I know Tickle Me Fin has a YouTube channel, so, which is why I kind of find it surprising that I don't know if he has a Patreon page or PayPal set up or any of that kind of stuff. I know almost everybody, almost without exclusion, I think all but one of the sailing channels that I'm aware of is set up to take Patreon and all that. You know, so they live off of, just like I do, they live off the donations of other people that support what they're doing. So, I don't understand why people can't seem to wrap their head around the fact that I'm doing the exact same thing that all of the other sailing channels are doing. I'm not doing anything any different. I'm not even being as successful with it as what they are, but yet everybody gives me crap. So, whatever, I don't care. Are there travel hostels you can stay in while you get on your feet? Chamber Pot. I'm sitting on my travel hostel. I'm on my boat. I'm on a floating boat. So, yeah, that's right, Sharpshooter. I do not have a mortgage. You're absolutely correct. You do the live streams. I do the live streams. That's right. Yep, I do the live streams as best I can for what I'm doing, and I try to show people around town. You know, earlier today I did a live stream from the front porch of the town hall and talked a little bit about some of the history of Oriental and show what some of the town looks like, and not just me sitting here on my boat begging money all the time, although there's certainly enough of that. It's the reality of life. Kids, get over it. Anyhow, no shameless shout outs. No one's going to do that. So I guess we should move on. 98 Avon 9-foot rib inflatable dinghy. It's a true rib. Okay, and it's $600, and the one that's right here is $700, and the one that's here is a 9-foot rib. It's a 2008, not a 1998. It's a 2008, so it's 10 years younger, and it's Hypalon and not PVC, which I'm sure that one you're looking at is PVC, and it's $700 instead of $600. Adam, why do you want to argue with this? Okay. And that one's down in Jacksonville. I have one right here that's 10 years younger for $100 more. And it's a true rib. So, Selling Dijon. There you go, Marie. That's a good channel. Rest of the way and stay in the hostel for a short time. Yeah, Chamber Pot, one of the reasons why I bought the sailboat in the first place is, you may or may not be aware, but the Florida Keys got really devastated by the hurricanes down there, and so there's very little in the way of affordable housing. In fact, I was once again on Craigslist looking at housing down there. You could rent a 16-foot bumper pull trailer. Okay, I'm talking about like a travel trailer to bounce on the back of a car, 16-foot one, for $1,000 a month. So, you not get upset. Yeah, Chamber Pot, I really think I should too. So, yeah, Outcast. You like Outcast, huh? Okay. Adam, I am focused. I'm very focused, man. I don't have $600 either, dude. You know, kind of a moot point, isn't it? $600, $700? Kind of a moot point. So I'm on here to see if supporters want to kick in the balance so I can do that. If they do, fine. If they don't, well, then that's fine too. Then we turn the boat around tomorrow and we head on downstream and we go on to the next place. So what are you going to do? You know, you do life one step at a time. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and end this because we're hitting on the hour mark here. So we're getting pretty darn close to it. Oh, man. I'm tired. Hey, I've been sleeping like a rock here. It's been kind of nice. So, would make you money. Yep. Oh, I would love to have a laptop too. I see house shares in 2 bedrooms and take a key. I can't. Maybe when I have content, could have gone 3 years ago, but saving the money, I'm sure we have the money to get by without donations for years. Hey, Tickle Me Finn, that's great, buddy. You know what? I did the exact same thing. I did the exact same thing. So before you guys come over all superior and, oh, I'm planning, and you did, just realize that I did. You don't know my history. You don't know what's been going on. I spent a decade planning and preparing for buying a sailboat. I've bought and sold sailboats along the way, trying to get myself in a position to be able to go do this. And then wham bam, all of a sudden, thank you ma'am, it was all gone. So before you think that you know it all, just realize your life can change in a heartbeat, an absolute heartbeat, and everything that you have and all the money you have saved can just evaporate and be gone like that. And if you don't think that's possible, you're nuts, because it happens. So, $500 a month. Carl, better times are coming. Yeah, I know, Johnny Hag. I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't do this often, Badam. You don't have a clue. Okay, thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. I was priorities first. Just donate the money, big spender. Okay. Oh, for Christ's sake. Here we go again. More nonsense. Yeah, I'm trying, Smoking. I'm trying. I think invest in a laptop versus a dinghy. Video is your lifeline. Yep, laptop is definitely something else I need to have along the way. And Wood Beast, and I agree with you. I could go ahead and buy that right now. I could buy a cheap one, not one that would do the job really, but I could buy a cheap one. It's just that this is the first time I found a dinghy that, and again, let me just reiterate here, guys. Okay, I'm trying to do things in as logical a fashion as possible. I've been boat shopping for dinghies for 2,000 miles. I've been looking at them all over, all these great places that's supposed to have such wonderful deals. Newport, supposed to be a great sailing community. Didn't have anything. Port Washington, where I was at almost all summer. Couldn't find a deal on anything. Go down to, went right past, oh, I got an itch. I've gone past so many places that are big boating communities and haven't found a dinghy, and then I find this dinghy here. It was a good deal. It's a really good dinghy. It's a good deal. It's probably a $1,500 dinghy. Okay, it's probably the dinghy is probably worth something like $1,500, and it's available for $7,000. It's a really good deal on a good dinghy. That's the only reason why I'm pushing it and thinking it would be a good thing to get at this time. If I found a $1,500 computer for $500, you know, I would think that would be a good deal too. You shop, you do your homework, you research stuff, you try to come up with a good plan. So, and that's fine. If you guys agree with the plan, fine. If you don't, then that's fine too. You know, it's whatever you guys want to do, but I'm done arguing with folks over it. So if you don't like what I'm doing, I'm sorry, but move on. Late, but we'll catch the rerun. There you go, Tom. How you doing? The first time you've seen a dinghy for sale. No, Adam, that's absolutely not true. Man, why don't people listen? Okay? I've been shopping for dinghies for 2,000 miles. This is the best deal I've been able to find on a dinghy in that time period. You know, people seem like they only want to hear what they want to hear. You know, you have your own agenda and you don't listen to anything people are saying. Bill, absolutely. Yep. Right now, $1,000 would get me a dinghy and a laptop. Yes, sir, it absolutely would. Whose logic is paying for it, though? Well, Marla, I am. My hard work, being out here, doing what I'm doing every day, creating the content, having the conversations, answering your question. How many YouTubers are out here? How many cruising YouTubers can you get on their live stream and ask that question and have it be responded to? If you don't understand the value of that, then I can't help you. So, the last dinghy was free. You get nothing for nothing, get what you pay for. Doug, you're absolutely correct. The last dinghy was free. I did go all the way to Newport for it, but it was free. You're absolutely correct. Rest from the other two dinghies at the consignment shop, you will do it. Yes, Marie, I've already asked them if they would take my $500 and these two dinghies in exchange for the other dinghy, and they said they could not do that. They would not do that. But I already tried that, and I would have happily have done that if that was the case. So, hey, Mike Smith, how you doing, brother? Yes, it could wait till I get to Florida, Mike, but I've been looking for a long time for a good price on a dinghy. And as Maui Lay, who's down in Key West, can tell you, there's nothing down there really on any kind of good deal. I've been looking at Craigslist in the Florida Keys and the South Florida area. I have not seen this good of a deal on a dinghy anywhere down there. This is a really good Avon dinghy at a really good price. So, thanks, Steve Garrity. I appreciate that, brother. I really do. Thank you. 3-chamber, 2-chambers pump, plan on replacing the valves. Pirate, this dinghy has, I believe, if I remember correctly, there were 4 chambers in this dinghy. 4. Hey, Woodbeast, what's up, man? No problem, brother. Oh, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Tom just hit PayPal. There you go, Tom. Thank you, sir. Excellent. Excellent, Tom. Thank you very much, man. That was awesome of you. Tickle Me Finn, I wasn't lashing out at you. I was just trying to point out you're giving me a hard time that I'm on my YouTube channel asking for money. You know, I don't care which one of the selling channels you go to, whether I have a little button up here that says buy me beer or links to my Patreon page or what. I mean, I'm not doing anything different than anybody else, except I'm trying to be very honest about what I'm doing and give a fairly good accounting of what I'm spending money on. So, but they don't get upset when the question is asked. Oh, sure they do, Marla. Sure they do. And it's not that the question is asked, Marla. It's just that the question is asked over and over and over and over and over again. I've already tried that, Pirate. They wouldn't take it. And they're fixing it, Pirate. They're going to go ahead and put the sealant in there to fix the hole. So There is no large gap by the oar lock. They're very tall, a very, very small, what do you call the foamer, just a little small spot where it's bubbling up. So, this should count for tonight. And how much do you need? Oh, lumberjack, right now I am about 125 bucks away from my goal. How's that? I'm not going to tell you what other people have donated. I don't do that anymore, but I'm about 125 short of my goal. So, Wood Beast, I actually uploaded a video of the dinghy earlier today. If you go back and look at my videos from earlier today, you'll see the dinghy that I'm talking about. I did a nice little video just about it, showing what it looked like. So, you like to swim? Get a begging me for ice cream. Airplane channels do the same. Okay. If it were me, I'd rest on it for another day in that dock location. Oh, I'm definitely going to be here. So, hey, Tom. Hey, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. Tom always hits my PayPal up. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that, brother. You're a good guy, man. Okay. If it were me, I'd rest on it for another day in that dock location. You'll know soon enough how to proceed. Yeah, Miss Shar, I'm absolutely going to be spending the night here. Obviously, it's already too late to go anywhere. So, yeah, I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to think about it more tonight and try to figure out what would be the best thing to do. You know, I'm very definitely thinking about it, but you know, I'm kind of. It's a good deal. I've been looking for a long time, and it's just a good deal. So, I mean, it has to also be registered. It does not have a motor on it, and yes, I would get title to it. So, yeah, I don't want a porta boat. They're garbage. Porta boat's just not a good idea, Mike, especially for a guy my size. I'm just way too big for a little porta boat like that. So, all right, tickle me, Finn. Makes sense. Another day to think about it. Cool. Could you sell fishing rods? Yeah. Have you ever tried selling a fishing rod? Porta boat already. Hey, Adam, you send me a link to that, brother. I'd like to see that. You send me a link to that. Red Head. It was great to meet you this weekend. Well, I'm not sure who you are, but yeah, it was great to meet you too, I guess. Red That Head. Okay, Red That Head. Yeah, I'm not sure who you are, but okay. It was nice to meet me this weekend. I don't know where we met, but okay, because I don't recognize the name, but thank you. Will do. Okay. Will your 3.3 horsepower push this dinghy? Yes, it will. It will not, you know, obviously get up on a plane and go anywhere fast, but yeah, it should move the little dinghy just fine. No porta boat either. Yeah, I'm not a fan of porta boats, so. Oh, you guys were the guys behind me last night. Okay, you guys were tied up behind me. Were the guys tied up behind me? You were right alongside of me last night. There was nobody behind me. You were right alongside of me. Okay, cool. Well, hey guys, thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. Well, it was really nice meeting you guys too last night. I enjoyed our conversation immensely. I know I'll get the cherry popped. Okay. Yep, Steve, that's very true. Yeah, it's not until you're actually on a boat and been on a boat for a while that you start realizing that when you first got on your boat, you didn't know a clue, you know? Across from you, looking forward to following you. Yep, cool. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah, you were dock title alongside of me. Yep, you guys were in that really cool old boat. That was really neat. I enjoyed seeing that old boat, the rudder steering and all. You and your wife and her dad, I think is what it was, if I remember correctly. So, been watching when I can. Even today you mentioned your pants need to be taken in, and yet you keep saying you are too big for certain dinghies. I am, Cali Venture. Just to give you guys a little information, I am probably in the 375 pound range right now, and I was about 475 or thereabouts back in April. Give you guys some numbers to think about how much weight I've lost since I started this little adventure, and I am still way too big for certain dinghies. I catch the true feelings and emotions. I've never acted superior to anyone. Okay, well. Okay, tickle me fin. Maybe I chose the wrong word. I'm sorry. Yep, that's the Marianne Claire. Yep, that's us. Okay, cool. All right, well, thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man. Do they have an industrial scale in the boatyard? They do not. I don't know. Maybe they do. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm on a trailer with every accessory you can imagine for $2,000. Yeah, $2,000 would be a great boat. I don't have $2,000. Oh. 100 pounds, that's amazing. Yep, yeah, I've lost quite a bit. That's not huge, Carl. You were doing great. Yep, that's not huge. I thought it was huge. I thought it was very huge. So, anyhow, guys, oh man, I need a beer. I need a beer. I actually was surprised. I thought you guys were going to give me more of a hard time over the jib today. Man, what a bonehead move on my part. You know, when I bought the boat and the guy gave me the sails, it was 4 bags, and I put them on the boat, and he said, okay, this bag, and it was a yellow bag. He says the yellow bag, that's your head sail. This red bag was the mainsail. And then the other 2 bags one was this hank-on Jenniker kind of thing. And then the other sail, I never even paid attention to what he said after that. I was like, okay, this is my head sail, this is my mainsail. That's all I was worrying about. I had the 2 mainsails. The other one I knew I wasn't going to look at. And then the other one, I actually thought the other one was a second mainsail. I didn't realize it was a second head sail. So I was really pleased when I dug into that. And I said, this morning I woke up and I was like, I'm going to dig those sails out and just double check and see what I've got there. Sure enough, dug into it, pulled it out, and I'll be damned if it's another head sail and in better shape than the one I had on already. So, oh man, sometimes we're idiots, and I was a real idiot about that. I should have checked that a long time ago. I could have had that sail up. But, oh well, I have a head sail on now, so we're good to go in that regard. So, one major problem after another getting knocked down as we move our way along. So that's all you can do, right? Yeah, thanks, Cali Venture. Thanks, Lumberjack. You see it in my face, yeah? Thanks, Armco. Hey, Don, what's up, man? Breathe through it, Carl. I'm breathing through it. Heineken is very expensive, Carl. Start buying cheaper beers. Save every buck you can. Not trying to be a smartass. Carrie Beth, I understand that. And to clarify with you, and so you understand my philosophy, I have substantially reduced my alcohol consumption down to 2 beers a night. I would much rather drink a better quality beer than a crappy beer. Heineken's I'm paying $12.99 for a 12-pack, so I'm spending all of $2 a day on beer, and I would much rather buy a quality beer that I enjoy than and drink fewer of them than buy a cheaper beer that I could drink more of that I don't enjoy. Why would you want more of something you don't like? That makes no sense. So the logical thing to do is find those things that you like and just do less of them, not buy stuff you don't like and do more of them. That just makes no sense to me. I've never been a fan of that mentality. So, oh, Steve, man, thank you. Steve just hit my PayPal. Awesome, Steve. That puts me over the top, brother. Steve, that puts me over the top. So I can go ahead and get that dinghy in the morning if I decide that's what I'm going to do. I appreciate that. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I really do. It's going to take every penny I've got then to do it, but I really think I'm going to do that. It just makes sense. It's a really good dinghy for the price. And then this place over here is a consignment shop. So I'll go ahead and give them my 2 dinghies and let them try to sell them for whatever they can sell them for. And when they sell them, then they can pay me. So it may take 6 months or whatever, but that way I'll get my money back out of them. So, okay. Will you be using your mainsail? I probably will. The rate you're losing weight, your old dinghy will be perfect soon enough. To the not paying attention. So glad for the head sail. Oh, thank you. I guess thank you, Marie. Dig around some more, you might find a working dinghy. Yeah, I might, if I can move the toilets out of my way. I agree, Lumberjack. Bad beer is not worth drinking. Why were you asking for funds for a new main when you thought you had a backup? I was not asking for funds for a new main. I never asked for money to buy a new main. I've talked about the fact that I need a new main, but I never asked for money for that. I have a working main now. That's all I need. It doesn't need replaced. It does need to be replaced, but it works fine for what it does right now. So, kind of like forget about the hand crank. Okay. Is the new head sail white or is it? It's almost all white, but I think there's a yellow stripe on it. I think the leading edge is yellow and then the rest of it's white. So I thought the yellow was on the the UV strap, the sacrificial edge, but apparently the yellow was close to. I'll have to fly it and film it, and you can see it when I pull it out. So I will fly it when I leave here. How's that? Well, I'll run it up and let it fly. So, and I'll film that so you can see it. So. Drink the beer you prefer. Yep. Well, actually, Marlon, my fuel tank is full. All of my gas cans are full and my fuel tank is full. I am filled up with fuel at the moment. So, yep, Doug, you're right. You're absolutely correct. Yes, JR, you're absolutely correct. Take it for a test float. Yes, Wood Beast, I was going to do that. Absolutely. Blown out dinghy is not worth anything. Smoking, you're absolutely correct. It's not. 1,050 pounds, rated 20 horsepower. Looks are deceiving. Yep, I'm going to take it out. Absolutely, Wood Beast. Yeah, warranty wouldn't be of much value, JR, not if I'm leaving the area here. Please try the hand crank method on the engine. You may need it badly someday. You know, you're right, Barry. I probably should do that anyway. So, close a little. It can make it the rest of the way in the dinghy. Hey, Mama Street, how you doing? Same sheets from the last jib. Yes, I used all the same sheets from the last jib, Johnny. Hey, you're right. I just changed the sailcloth out and then rehooked everything back up to it. Boat is worth something. Yes, Marie, you're absolutely correct. Getting them off the boat would be nice. They block my view. I don't like them blocking my view, so write your names on it with a Sharpie, small in my case. Write your name on what? On the dinghy or the sail, Tom? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Chew a lot of diesel towing a heavier and bigger dinghy. Mike, it's really not any heavy. Well, it's heavier and bigger. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll only have one dinghy. Hopefully Monday I will only have one dinghy. You're right, pilot. You're absolutely correct. So, live stream the hand cranking. I think Marie just likes watching me work. I think Marie just wants to watch me work. Live stream the hand cranking. Have you ever hand cranked an engine, Marie? Actually, it's not that hard. It really isn't. Set the ignition switch, everything in the right spot, and you just crank the engine. It'll fire right up. So, Bill, I did a video today about the Dinghy. I already went over and looked at it, and I did a video earlier today. So if you go back and watch that video from earlier today, you'll see the Dinghy I'm talking about. So, live feed with 2 heads you got. Where are those? Well, one is right here to the left of me, right on the other side of the steering wheel between the wheel and the ladder. And the other one is buried into one of the lazarettes. Marie likes when you hand crank. Oh, sailing is bad. Play the Dinghy game. You're going to laugh when you see the one we got for now. Okay. Same day you got the Dinghy. Okay, we all watched Doug for 1.5 hours. They work. Okay. Pressure release when cranking. Yes. Sorry I'm late. Fill me in on the Dinghy. Hey, John Dolan. How you doing, brother? John, I did a video earlier today. Boy, it's getting dark here. All the boats are gone, so it's getting hard to see me. Wonder if I turn. Maybe if I turn sideways, you can see me better. Yeah, probably see me a little better that way. You can see the neighbors. Hi, neighbors.
Hey.
There's our neighbors over there. They're waving. I don't know if you can see them waving.
We lost our light.
Yeah. All the boats are gone, man. Big difference. So. Yeah, all the shrimp boats except for Blackbeard here are all gone. And actually, Blackbeard is moving out as we speak, guys. Is he backing up or moving out? He's just backing up. So that's why it's getting darker. He's moving further away, and so we're losing our light here. Uh-oh. Anyhow, I was answering John Dolan's question. So, John, I did a video earlier showing a dinghy. In all the travels, on our way down here, I've been dinghy shopping, trying to figure out something to do. I had a dinghy repair guy come and look at my other dinghy here. The general consensus is the PVC is too badly decayed from UV light, and he suggested it wasn't really worthwhile. He said if I wanted him to fix it, he could. He would take my two, my floats off of the rib, strip everything down, sand it all down, and then re-glue it all back up together again. He would do that for about $700, putting my old PVC back onto the rib. And then anyhow, with finagling around and looking around at different things, we found another rib that he had for sale that's in on consignment that I can buy for $700, and it's Hypalon, not PVC. Anyhow, I did a video earlier, so you can go look at that, and I think that's a pretty good deal on that. I've not found a dinghy in that good a shape for that price. So you might want to check that out, John, if you're interested. So why you don't learn how to do the hand crank? It would be crude. Barry, I didn't say. Okay, for one thing, Barry, I'm an old farm guy. I know how to hand crank a tractor. I can't imagine the dinghy, the boat, is going to be any different than doing a tractor. So it's not like I don't have a lot of experience with that already. But yeah, there's no problem with that. If not, why are you keeping there? Well, because up until today, I thought I was going to fix that. So, dinghy contributions. Yes, Tom, thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Get rid of the old dinghies and heads. Make space. You can't see you sailing those heads anytime soon. Yeah, Mike, you're probably correct about that. Did he tell you your dinghy was small? Okay. Sure cost you though. Yep, Doug, it certainly has. Take advantage of being next to the consignment shop. Sailboat, capital, and offload everything you have. Dinghies, toilets, hoses, coolers, anything of value. Yeah, Adam, I've already spoke to them about a lot of those things already, so. Rib in Florida. No sense in having a PVC rib in Florida. I agree with that completely, Pirate. Manual work is a healthy lifestyle of the body. It certainly is, Murray. Never been afraid of healthy work. As well. Does really due diligence be objective? I always, Mike. Thank you. John Dolan, the other dinghy is 1,050 pounds. 1,050 rated 20 horsepower. Hand cranking should not be that hard to try out and make sure it works. Yeah, Barry, I don't know how many times I have to agree with you. Yes, I agree. I agree. No problem. I will hand crank the engine for you. No problem. I agree with you completely. I do. It's just, you know, I haven't been overly concerned about it because I've hand cranked so many engines over the years. You know, I can't imagine it's that difficult or different than anything else that I've already done, but I will certainly do that if that makes you happy. So anyhow, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. So 2006 Hypalon with 0 leaks. There you go. Anyhow, look, we're well over an hour, guys, and I'm getting tired here, and I want to go drink another beer. So if a used dinghy dealer is not willing to give you anything for your 2 dinghies, I would not even do business with them. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Be good, be careful, take good care of each other. If there's anything you guys feel like you want to donate to the cause, go ahead and do. Remember, in the description down below, I have links to my PayPal and Patreon should you want to contribute. So, will a new dinghy fit on deck where you go offshore? It will, Ray. Yes, it will. In a panic, wife, your life, and the dogs, like, you might want to do it. In a panic, wife, your life, and the dog. What are you talking about, Marla? If you have the crank, it will work. Yep, I know, Smoking, it will work. Okay. Okay. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.